get our act together, speaking of me. Is there anybody who needs a bulletin, the budget, a copy of it to look at? So, we're going to open this meeting, and I will entertain a motion to accept this budget, and then we can discuss it a little bit if you'd like, and then we can vote on it.
Point of order, since the consistory approved it, isn't it you don't need a motion, it's coming from the consistory.
Okay, so thank you. I haven't read what are those rules?
Robert's rules.
Robert's rules, I didn't take that course. But anyway, the consistory has approved this budget, so let's have a little discussion. It's a pretty aggressive budget, mainly because things are just going up. Of the items.
Could you just talk about how it was developed?
Yes, actually, I'm going to turn that over to Alicia, who has graciously accepted that responsibility.
Oh, how this was developed?
Yeah.
Well, it was based on what we've always used before, but it was updated a little bit. We have the 2021 budgeted amounts and the 2022 budgeted amounts, and then if you go to the next column, this is the actual through September 30th. So this is just the actual amounts. The next column is the predicted, it says prorated, but what we think we're going to end at the end of the year for 2022. And then we kind of base the budget numbers on, what the trend has been for the last couple of years.
When you use that pronoun "we," who is the "we" who developed it?
We, not me, actually, the treasurer, and the people that work with the treasurer do that.
The trustees. No,
Finance committee.
the finance.
That's the word I was looking for.
So I guess I have one other question of clarification. We have 7 groups that have SMART goals this year. And among those include budget and finance, Christian ed, consistory, hospitality, pastoral relations, stewardship and missions, and worship and music. All of them have created SMART goals, but no one went back to them to say, do you need any resources this year? Is that correct?
To my knowledge, that is correct.
Thank you.
So, with that in mind, are there any other questions or comments? And know that we have taken on the Cyber House as a mission-oriented goal, and I know that we now are accepting offering toward the Cyber House for the repairs that will need to be made and that are being made. The improvements in that house are spectacular. So we are a small congregation. We've taken on a lot of budgetary goals, and I'm confident that we can meet those goals. Yes.
Obviously, the Cyber House is a big chunk of the increase from 2022 to 2023. Has any options been explored other than donations to offset that $16,000?
Yes.
Would you like to speak to that, Caitlin?
We're working with the Shenandoah Alliance for Shelter, and they are looking at exploring some grants that are federal grants, and I forget what they're called, but kind of like block grants that we might be able to tap into. There's also a couple of grants that other nonprofits, church groups, organizations are willing to, you know, we can apply for. I'm researching those right now. There's also something that just came across my desk from Tom Snarp a week ago about monies to help with renewable energy. So we could possibly use some of those monies for a new boiler that would be more efficient and would, as Tom said, you know, be good for our budget and also good for God's green earth. So we're looking into those things. One of the things about, in the past I've been involved in grant writing, and one of the things that we might want to pay attention to is that most grantees or grant organizations take a very close look at how we're organized, and then want to review the budget. Oftentimes they ask if there's been, what do you call it,
Audit.
what is it you do?
Audit.
An audit, yeah, an audit budget. So we need to face those issues if we go forward with grants. Thanks.
Is there any other discussion? Yes, Meg?
I just commend the people who took the time to put this together.
Thank you. Okay, with no other discussion, all in favor of this budget signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed likewise, like sign. What is it?
You can say that.
Okay. Okay, the budget passes, and I appreciate your time on this Sunday afternoon.